Alright, you guys, welcome back. So I'm going to leave the music down really low so we have something to kind of enjoy in the background. Alright, so I am going to read a couple of the emails that you guys have sent me because they're interesting and I want you guys to hear them, okay? So one of you sent me an email, and the email is called, "How Bitchy Can Someone Be?" No way I'd want to be in the company of the people that say stuff like this. So there was a post on Paparazzi Accessories page under the passport vacation. Someone named Tanya Hodges says, "How much does this trip cost? Is it where the ones of us that doesn't do well can afford to go to?" And then someone named Elizabeth Greenwood says, "Tanya Hodges, that's poor thinking. LOL. Any time of traveling is considered a luxury. There are payment plans, but even still, you save or you work for it." I don't know who Elizabeth Greenwood is, but I'm curious. So I'm going to go to the paparazzi page and we're going to see if she's in here. So consultant name, Elizabeth Greenwood. So here's the totally insensitive person. She's a glamazon bombshell. She's a nurse and a mom and a toddler. Her consultant ID, so she's been in it for a while. So my guess is that she has a downline. Okay. So the socially insensitive comment by Elizabeth Greenwood said, LOL, all travel is considered a luxury. Yeah, it is. However, travel is also a necessity to educate yourself from outside your bubble. And I'm just going to ask everybody something. So let me get open. I personally, I love to travel, okay? It is something I absolutely live for on this planet. So let me get to my pictures file. I gotta find it because I want to share with you guys something. But I gotta find the pictures first. And of course I can't find it right now because I'm recording live. And that always seems to happen. So let me just go to this PC and see if it's on my desktop. And Emily can't think of where anything is. Is it here? No. So I'll find that. I'll post it in a second. Oh yeah. Where does USB key go? They're right here. All right. David and I started traveling after all the miscarriages took place, and we decided that we would travel instead of being parents. I mean, it's a consolation prize, but at the same time, it's been an eye-opening prize. So back to this comment from this girl. So she responds to Miss Tanya Hodges. She's like, Elizabeth Greenwood, until you know me and my situation, maybe you should go laugh out loud at somebody else. I agree. That is something that should have happened. Tanya Hodges, LOL, just like you don't know me and mine. So if you don't know the person's situation, why would you make an insensitive comment, Elizabeth Greenwood? And Tanya Hodges says, I'm not commenting about you. Duh. All right, these are the people that you would be associating with on this passport vacation. Is that something you really honestly want to do? Because honestly, I wouldn't want to. Okay? I mean, I would not want to be around people like this at all. Let's see. They announced the newest bling bosses. And some of you are hopping on lives, and thank you for sending me the info for the Zoom meetings. I've been so busy, you guys. I haven't been able to do anything except work, go home, sleep. Work, go home, sleep. So I'm going to share a couple photos. This is in Bratislava, Czechoslovakia. This is a statue that is right next to where you get off your Viking River Cruise Grand European Tour. Now, this is the first time I had ever been to Europe, so I have a lot of pictures from this cruise. Here's the other thing. I'm going to be doing this trip again next year with my parents, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But this particular stop won't be on the cruise this time because, honestly, this stop was kind of disappointing to say the least. That was my favorite part about that stop. It was during the Christmas markets when we were there last, so every place was getting ready for Christmas market season. This is in Vienna. That's one of the cathedrals in Vienna, the Nativity. That was a stumbling block that I didn't get a good picture of because I was walking. So I tried to get a better picture of it. There's one of those gorgeous chandeliers. It used to be candles, but it was wired recently. This is one of the stones of the fallen during the Third Reich. Okay, so it's just names of people that were killed. Confessional. This is the Jewish cemetery. Okay, one of them. I know some of my pictures turned out fuzzy, but, you know, that's what you get when you're walking. That beer was good. Another gorgeous cathedral. Okay, here's stumbling blocks. If you guys don't know what stumbling blocks are, they are all over Europe. I'm going to read this one. Here was Selma Braslauer. She was born in 1910. She was captured in 1937 in Hamburg. She was deported in 1941 to Minsk. That's the concentration camp. And she was murdered. Okay? All three of these people were murdered. This person was murdered, but they don't know when. This person was murdered. They don't know when. This one right here, Joanna Dames, she was born in 1887. She fled to Italy in 1939. They captured her and deported her in 1944, and she was murdered in Auschwitz. What stumbling blocks are a way to remember those who don't have graves. These are put in the area where they were last known to be living, and they don't have graves. These are the way to remember those who lost their lives in a terrible war by ideology that is coming to fruition again in the United States. And the fact that history is repeating itself scares me to death. But the other thing I like about in Germany, this is in a labyrinth in Budapest, and that's Sam. He turned off the lights and scared us to death, and he thought it was so funny. The thing is with the United States, we don't study our history so we understand it, so we don't repeat it, so it doesn't make us uncomfortable. And that's something I appreciate about what European countries have done when it comes to, World War II and World War I history. All right, so this is, I believe, in Passau. This little building is built on a rock in the middle of a river because they didn't want to pay taxes on the land. Some holly berries, more cathedrals and stuff. That is in the morning at Kinderdijk. Okay, the picture you're going to see right after this one was taken literally seconds apart. I went into this room in this labyrinth and I was struck by, it's not this one. I was struck by how cold it was in there. When I took a picture in the dark in that room, an orb was on the film. All right, so this is an art installation, a man being held down. It's a Jewish man being held down by thorns. It's a Holocaust memorial. More of the Jewish cemetery, another city. That's in Cologne. You can see the Cologne Cathedral up there. There's the crew. There's that cold room on the other side. Here are some more stumbling blocks. This is an entire family, you guys. So Karl Brandes murdered in Sobibor. So they were all deported in 1942 and murdered in Sobibor, another concentration camp. And then here's the Hollinger family, murdered in Sobibor, deported to Theresienstadt. These two were, freed, saved on the 1st of January 1944. So these two were saved, which is cool. And these are the shoes on the Danube. That was German night on the ship. I'm getting a spam call. There's a scepter of a king. There's some more stumbling blocks. Pulaski, murdered in Grafteneck. So you have to be looking for these. The reason they call them stumbling blocks, that's a statue from the Mittlenberg Castle. You have to be looking for them because if you're not looking for them, you will stumble across them. More shoes on the Danube. And the story behind the shoes on the Danube is when the war was nearing an end, they were running low on bullets. So they would tie people together, make them remove all their valuables, and to save on bullets, they would tie 3 people together, shoot them, and push them into the Danube. This is how they got rid of their political enemies. So someone bronzed those shoes and placed them on the side where this war crime happened to remind people of it. This is in Budapest. Okay, there's the bridge in Budapest. So gorgeous. I have this magnet because I loved it. Cupcakes are and still are the answer. Okay. There is Scott and Dave looking so incredibly thrilled. Scott's a photographer for National Geographic, and he was like the dad of the trip. This is a Vienna coffee house. There's the Milk Abbey. More shoes. The cigar place. Okay. This is in Nuremberg. This is a map of concentration camps that the Third Reich, took care of. Captain Budapest, gotta love it. Look at the amazing treats right there. I had the one in the middle with the kiwi. It was so good. I cannot wait to go back on this trip. This is an underground dispensary where they make really, really good liqueur. What he's sharing is the hazelnut liqueur. So good. There's one of the shticks. I call it the shtick. Every cathedral, every major cathedral has a shtick in Europe. We have the bones of this dead prophet or apostle or whatever. All right, here's the orb. That is not a light. That is not a flash. This is the room I went into, and it was freezing cold. And I took this picture, and that's what showed up on film. I think it's a ghost. You guys can think what you want. All right, this is the back of the translation machine that they used at the Nuremberg Trials. There's a vineyard. More amazing cupcakes. So good. Budapest at night. Heads in the labyrinth. Me in the labyrinth. Pretending my head was cut off. All right. More shoes of the Danube. A cute little alcove. The Christmas market rides. Now, this is another memorial for those who were victims of the Holocaust. Now, these are all books. Each book represents like 20 or 30 names. But notice the books don't have the covers facing out with the title on the book. It's all just pages. They put the books in backwards. And that's because it's a story that can't have a title. It's just something you have to know. And I like that art installation too. More good food. All the ducks and swans. Another shtick in another cathedral, but don't ask me what one it was. There's David taking a picture. There's the meat market. A cute little cow. More shoes. That was a pretty cool art installation for a Christmas market. I call it the guitar tree. More amazing desserts. The Mozart tort is what I had at that place. Yes, I go to travel. When I travel, I eat. Uh, this is on the Aquavit Terrace. You could go and have soup and bread if you didn't want to have a main meal. Here's more people that were in the, uh, what am I trying to say? Stumbling blocks. This is a lock. This is how close we were to the lock in our room. So I'm standing on my balcony. That's my hand. That's the wall of the lock. So, yeah, it's a tight fit to get into those things. There is Christian, the best bartender ever. He would make me a really good martini every night. So, yay. Some of my pictures turned out really fuzzy, but I also like taking picture of door porn. Okay, this is Spätzle and Hungarian paprika meat. It's so good. So again, I am now starting to count down the days where I get to go on this trip again and get educated. There's Marlon, my favorite server. There's Auntie Deb and Dave. And yes, I adopted people on this cruise. I made new friends and new family. There's Rona. She was ruining my picture. This is at the Holocaust Museum, one of the many we went to. So, yeah, you guys, Europe is an amazing place, and they learn from their history, and they teach from their history. And that's something that I was trying to get at with my last video, me doing door porn, because I was a realtor back then. And I was with Keller Williams, and I wore a red coat. Oh my gosh, so stupid. But I was branding myself all the time. So here's some fun pictures. I'm just, flying through them. So it's just me off the seat of the cuff, enjoying life. That was my favorite part about every evening. We would get the cheese plate. Yum. So, I cannot wait to go back. I'm trying to find the picture of the ghost. There's Marlon again. Such a good server. Such a good guy. I've seen him on several of my cruises. It's like he pops around cruise to cruise to cruise. But he was pretty amazing. Another town we went to was Rottenburg the Tauber. That's a pretty door. I love that door. More the entire Brandis family. And the menus on the ship were amazing too. There's Auntie Deb and Rona. There's the labyrinth. Yes, your French fries came in a cute little basket just like that. Little trolls. Okay, here is the building where the Nuremberg Trials were held. That's where they filmed the Three Musketeer movie. They just wrapped up filming on this. It hadn't even come out yet. There's my cute hubby walking around, wandering around. And yes, I like to take pictures of the real estate posters to see what they said. Please do not ride under rollerblade. Please abstain from being a rollerblader or skateboarder. See, they have rules there too. A schneeball. It's basically pie crust rolled up and dipped in chocolate and put sprinkles on top. All right, so this is after a really long night. This is Scott and Lynn. That's Asia and Kyle. And that is Sam, and I can't remember Sam's wife's name right now. But this was considered the kids' table because we were the youngest at the table. And they called it the kids' table because everyone else on this cruise was fairly old. But we all took to Scott and Lynn. We kind of adopted them as our parents on the cruise. So much fun. Yes, I love to eat. You guys know this. The food markets there are pretty awesome too. There's more of the kids' table. There's David making door porn too. More of the labyrinth, none of these are in order. Alright, so this is in the Jewish district in Budapest. They never really cleaned it up, but this is the area of the city that was kind of walled off. And they put all of the Jewish people in this part of the city. There's some remnants found in a war site. The menu, Vienna sausage, chicken and gravy, potato salad, cranberry jam, Schweinhock gravy, bratwurst. So basically, ham gravy, meat dumpling, all the good stuff. Yum. And there it is. I love the salad bars. They always had good salads. And yes, I got the meat and cheese tray like every single night. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys because I got to go to work. So thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the vacation videos.